Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, guests. It was late July that I gave my icebreaker speech, and I spoke a little bit about my family then. You know, I'm one of 8 children, my father's one of 9 children. We do not have a pregacious family. Our family is expanding like rabbits. And the best part about it is that we go camping every single year. And it's the annual Hoefer family camping trip. And we've been doing this for 45 years. And we've been doing this for 35 years in the same place. We go to about Rome, New York, which is just north of Utica in the Adirondack Park at Lake Hinckley. And it's a private campground because state campgrounds don't work. But after all these years, there are many wonderful stories. There's the year of the Marshmallow Wars, where we would take marshmallows and slingshots and literally launch them across the pond into the reeds to the warring faction. Now, of course, there's about 177 of us that go camping every year. So when I say a war, I mean like half of us are throwing marshmallows back and forth at each other. That quickly became the year of the skunks. Apparently, skunks love marshmallows. And every skunk in the 10-mile radius came around and decided to camp with us for the rest of the week. So I do not recommend marshmallows. But the story that I want to share with you today is about fishing with my niece Sammy and my mom. So Sammy this happened a couple years ago, so she must have been 6 or 7 years old. And you know, we go fishing in the pond. You can't go swimming, there's a snapping turtle in there and it will snap your toe off. This is what we tell all the kids. So you can't swim in there, but you can fish. It's a fish and release. So we go fishing one morning, and Sammy and I are on the dock, and my mother's behind us in her lawn chair with her coffee and drambuie. Well, actually, it's drambuie and coffee. But it's okay, it's camping. It's 10 o'clock in the morning, we brush our teeth with beer camping, so it's okay. So we're fishing 15 minutes, and in 15 minutes, Sammy reels out and reels in, and casts out and reels in, and of course, you're never going to catch anything like that except lose your worms. So I'm getting ready to put a worm on a hook, and she drops her pole a little bit, and the hook goes through the little slat in the planks. And then she goes to pull it up, and there's a thud. And so she pulls it again, and there's another thud. So we look at each other, and then we get down, and we look through the plank, and she jumps up, and she goes, bam, 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 because she has a fish on there. She dropped the hook, line through, it hooked a fish, and then she, bam, bam. So I said, whoa, whoa, reach down, grab the fish. Now this is a nice little sunfish, it's supposed to be, you know, look like this. When it came up, it looked like this, right? Aww. With an eye hanging out. Aww. So this was a mangled mess. No. But, so anyways, she caught a fish regardless and wanted a picture. So she drops the fishing pole and she turns around to go get her camera. She steps on the handle of the fishing pole. The fishing pole goes like this. The line and the hook go behind it, right at my mother. Gets her in her earring. Not her earring, right? And so it's only a fishing pole, so it's not too heavy, but it pulls her right down and out of the lawn chair. Right? But so I turn around and I look, and you know, she's all sprawled out like this, but the coffee is just fine. So she's got herself sorted out. She's getting up, and she leans on the pillar of the dock. And of course, this dock is the same dock from 35 years ago. So she puts her weight on this, and of course the pillar gives, and Mom falls into me, I fall into Sammy, the rest of the dock crashes, and we end up in the pond. So nobody got hurt, but we, of course, made quite the ruckus. And so we look up on the hill, and there's half the family up there looking, pointing, laughing, and taking pictures. So that's it. In fact, my mom has a picture of us on her wall. We look like drowned rats. It was Sammy, myself, the mangled fish, Mom, who has hair up to here normally, but it's, you know, all matted. The caption reads, "The one that got away." Now, we're not talking about the fish, because there's a little arrow pointing to her coffee cup. She spilled her coffee. So that's what got away. So that's a fun little story, but the story has become more significant for me. And that's because my mom passed away recently. I think it was the end of September or October. and we talked about that story again. And it was when I was getting some sympathy cards that something kept ringing true with me. And let me share with you just two sayings from the cards. Loving memories never die. As the years roll on and the days go by, in our hearts a memory is kept of ones we loved and will never forget. And then there was another one, a Jewish prayer. As long as we live, they too will live, for they are now part of us as we remember them. And this I kept hearing this recurring theme that you live so long as you are remembered. And so I've taken that to heart, and I'm telling this story to Sammy. And I told it to her on the party bus, because we got a party bus when we went up to School Lake to spread my mom's ashes on Stony Point Beach. And I'm going to make it a point of telling this story every year, every couple of years around the campfire for the rest of my life. And the reason is because for me, I guess it's a little tribute to my mom, something to do. For Sammy, it's family. And really, I guess it's for my mom. Because when I'm gone and her parents are gone, just maybe, her memory will live on just that little bit longer. Thank you.